Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to ArtStream.
Hi. Welcome to my first stream of the day. No other streams occurred.
The usual Tuesday stream.
It's our normal Tuesday
first
stream.
time.
Nothing happens. This is fine. We totally know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing. We're professionals.
There's definitely a plan.
There's a plan. There's there's brains that are functioning. My Twitch is frozen.
I think we can push memes too far. Functioning brains, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's never really been part of the programming.
I don't think we've ever promised that. That's just unrealistic expectations.
It kind of works for the meme. Also, yeah, hi, I'm here.
Yes, hi.
I've been here the whole time.
It's definitely going as intended.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely know what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. The story, I literally said to Cuz as I was trying to get this sorted that I was going to try and do more Blender today, and my mouse is kind of balked, which is not great for doing Blender, so I'm doing art instead. So we'll see how well it goes, because as we've shown many times in the past, that really you should just do what your brain wants to do, but I am incapable of doing that. So I don't know what we're going to end up with today.
Nice one, Des.
So this is just something for a bit about my brain saying I have wonderful mental arithmetic, to which I replied I had to Google what that meant.
Mental math, as we used to affectionately call it at schools I have been at. I also don't know what I'm doing on my end. I very much put out there that I am going to write today because I haven't written anything in a hot minute. And that's literally what I meant to do on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what to write. I have a few things that I've opened when before I definitely didn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, these might be things that I work on today. I might go back to 1000 Year Vampire.
Ooh, yeah, that was the thing.
Because, I don't know, I want to write something that isn't fanfic. I don't really have any ideas. Hey, Frog!
Hello!
I might, literally restart this chapter. Because I was really struggling through it, which usually means I should just restart.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad, because there's some bangers in here. I really love working on 1000 Year Vampire, even if no one else does.
Are you kidding? We love your 1000 Year Vampire. It's been a hot minute.
Even though my brain is only thinking about Final Fantasy now and forever. But that's just a perpetual problem. Patch next week, I think? Or is it live next week? I forgot. One or the other.
You Monster Hunter patch tomorrow, apparently.
Yeah.
I had a feeling they'd shadow drop it because they've done that in the past, but historically Thursday has been update day, so for them to drop the trailer today and be like, hey, yo, tomorrow, I was like, ooh!
Okay.
Though, to be fair, I suppose...
5 letter next week? Thank you, Naren.
I suppose, to be fair, if you take time zones into account, I can't remember if there was a time specified, so if it's like, 11 o'clock on a Wednesday evening, it's basically Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I wake up in the morning and basically have a Monster Hunter update to install. Got 4 new monsters to hunt! Yeah! 3 of them I have hunted in World, but it's always interesting to see how they get interpreted in different games, because they can work differently. And one of them is from a previous generation, so I've not fought him. Ever? Did I get that far? I don't think I got far enough to fight him in previous games. So I know of him, and he's not a new monster, but I've never fought him. I haven't fought him, but I know his lore, which is very typical of me. You mentioned wanting to do Blender things, why not try head turns for Blue Sky? Maybe Blue Sky lighting scenario studies live from behind. The thing is that I wanted to do Blender stuff, my mouse is kind of balked. So my tablet was also balked briefly, but it's okay now, so I can draw, but I can't... I'm not very good at doing 3D with my tablet, if that makes sense. It's I'm sure loads of people do. I'm not very good at doing 3D with my tablet. We're gonna go over things for tomorrow and pop, because now it's Defenders time. Yeah, God, we need another super recap. What the heck were we doing?
Avoiding cloth.
Ah, that old chestnut.
Yep.
You so assuredly said avoiding cloth. I'm pretty sure, now that I'm thinking about it, that the last time we played, a lot of us were very aggro about interacting with cloth.
Correct.
And then everybody went away and had a nap and let their brains kick in a little bit and go, actually, maybe that's not a good idea.
Everyone slept off the bloodlust. And then we never had time to implement the slept off bloodlust. the thoughts that we had had. Hence avoiding cloth being the goal.
I don't mean 3D modelling with a tablet, I mean more drawing in 3D. Oh, you mean like when I do some paintings and stuff? Right.
People could sleep off bloodlust seems fake. It's always worked for me. In fact, I do it pretty regularly.
Same. That's how I'm able to play Talor.
Generally, when I experience bloodlust, my first instinct is to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's how I'm able to play Talor. I wake up on a Thursday morning, don't think about it. I play Talor for 3-4 hours, and then I go to bed and I wake up and I'm okay. My brain basically goes, well, that was a thing. Anyway.
That sure happened.
Anyway. Time to bury that and not acknowledge it for another week.
Yep. I need names for my trains. Trainy McTrain face.
Trainy McTrain face. Yeah.
Obviously.
Of course.
If you're starting in the UK,
if you're starting in the UK, then yeah, it's Trainy McTrain face. You sleep after Oakheart? Impossible. I stare at the ceiling. Again, I just have that ability to disconnect.
Yeah.
Which honestly is
to be fair,
tier.
I don't sleep after Oakheart, but not for the same reasons.
That's because you're like buzzing from adrenaline.
Yeah. It's not even like active adrenaline, I'm just unbelievably awake. I'm never more awake than when I'm DMing, most of the time. Most UK name for your train ever. No, if you want to... Okay, hear me out. If you are RPing the UK in any kind of simulator, and you have to name shit, you know what you do? You either call it King's something, or you pick any monarch.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's either called the King's Head, or it's named after Queen Victoria.
Yeah. King's Arms.
The King's Arms. King's Rest. These are all real pubs I've been to.
Yep. Along with the Red Lion.
The Red Lion.
There's always a Red Lion.
There's 85 Red Lions.
There's so many Red Lions.
Capitalize. Oh yeah, no, that's correct, Naren.
Must be nice to disconnect from Okart. Therapy!
Name them after Starlight Express characters. Don't do that. Don't. That's like naming your cats after cats characters. Don't do it. Or do. Or do.
You'll get there, bud. Don't worry.
I could do O-Carp things, I guess. I am running this Thursday.
Also very valid.
I do it just to wake up. What the fuck was happening in my campaign? Talking to God. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Let me know.
No. We have Pop and O-Cart this week. Yeah, boy.
Hell yeah. We're gonna get right back to Okart, and it's gonna be, right, we're talking to God, and I'm gonna be like, cool, time for Tyler to disassociate for 2 hours.
Perfect time for me to re-enter the campaign by just not thinking at all.
Yep. So I'm definitely gonna be engaging in this conversation.
I had a cat called McCavity.
Oh, that's so cute.
Cats does be living.
Look, Rum Tum Tugger is such a good name for a cat.
It sounds lewd. Nah, I'm mostly memeing. I was watching, no spoilers for anyone who's watching it.
That was car noises. Jesus, you want to get more
Was
wheel
that a
spin
car?
on that? Where's some more wheel spin, buddy? I feel like you didn't leave enough marks on the road.
I thought Sadie had knocked an oven tray off of your oven.
No, that was a really loud engine and a hell of a lot of wheel spin. There's gonna be some burnt rubber on that road.
But yeah, Chi Bang just passed you.
Yeah. Jesus.
Mac for short, McCavity.
Aww.
It's very good. I can't remember what I was gonna say. I'm sure it was important.
I also forgot.
Oh, yes, no spoilers for people who are or will watch. But on the subject of cats, of Angela Weber's musical Cats, there's a moment in the Detectives season 2 finale where the cast gently point out to Julia that she's accidentally made a Cats character in her game.
Oh my god.
And as they're talking about it, Julia's made it so that her, like, she's rendered her face, like, dissociating at the wall, just slowly fades over the screen.
That's so good.
With a bunch of, like, screenshots from the Cats movie just
That sounds so good. I need to see that clip.
Oh
but
my
also,
God.
you kind of inadvertently dug into my brain because I don't think it's what I'm going to properly draw tonight, but for the warm-up I was really seriously just thinking of drawing Tyler just fucking disassociating.
Oh. I'll see if I can really quickly clip that section of the Draw Detectives finale. Yeah, either that, Blue, or me and Blue have been obsessed with our girls again. Every time Extra and Iffy are on the same screen, we're like, them.
Them.
They are the moment.
Yes.
We did I took a screenshot of them that was atrocious the other day.
Do it like you used to do with Dell's Express. I know the one you mean. Hang on, let me find the one you mean. One of my favorite freaking Dell scribbles. It was, yeah. Artistically, it's not great, but just it makes me laugh every time. Where is it? Let me find it. This fucking.
What?
Oh, this makes me laugh every time. Oh, it's so old now.
Oh, that's an ancient. That's a relic of blue.
It's yeah. You can even tell that it's just really old from the draw style. But yeah, just the background just screams. Oh god, there's some gems in this freaking folder.
A new one for a new era.
Dell was very memeable for reactions, okay. God,
Sorry, I'm clipping this thing.
I haven't drawn her in so long. Are you sure that was Pratas saying that? It was, 100%, yes. Backward, literally, Adele was trying to pull like a double, triple agent stick, where she was like, "No, I'm 100% working with you guys," and yeah, and then she said that, and it was just a literal, just internal screaming moment because I was in mid deception of like, "Yep, I can't show on my face that phased me because." We're supposed to be on the same side, but I 100% know that he 100% knows that I'm not on his side, and that was very much a threat, and I'm screaming, and I want to die. God, I miss her so much. So fun. God, I loved playing. Could you know, guys? It hasn't been talked about a lot lately because Blood and Sand is finished, but my god, I loved playing Delmara and that dynamic between her and Crumble. God, it was so fun.
Get that video muted. Oh, Jesus. I'm sleep deprived and dehydrated. Go drink water and sleep.
Yeah, you should act on that information.
That's
Please.
what I've done.
Please.
Not to call you out, Das, because I love and respect you, but that was the "hang on, let me find it" of someone who has it bookmarked.
Oh,
no one finds anything on Tumblr that fast.
Yep. That was the God. Yeah, I remember when that was a really big art fad on Tumblr. Do you remember that one?
Having it be
to do the
click? Yeah.
Yeah, you click the picture to reveal the full picture.
It's still sick. I don't care.
Yeah, it displays as white, and then you click on it, and you got the full picture. Yeah. I still like that one. That one's very good.
It's good.
Caption. Domara never really has a good time, but now she's having an especially bad time.
Your D&D characters, that statement.
Yeah. They're always having a bad time, but sometimes they have a really, really bad time.
Pre-packaged with bad time.
Yeah.
be fair, I'm saying this as someone who made and is playing Posey. Yeah, I made Posey a Monster Hunter this weekend.
Oh my god, yes! I can't believe we haven't talked about this. I blackmail girls in playing Monster Hunter.
Okay, once again, me and Blue hung out all weekend. In fact, we hung out today as well, so we extra have nothing to talk about.
We only hung out for like an hour today, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Does have Monster Hunter Rise? I do.
Yeah, Rise. Well, you technically know it's Steam.
Technically, I don't. But...
It's Steam's library sharing, so she was able to play it by sharing Spook's library, so she can play it so long as Spook isn't playing it.
Flashback a couple months ago, my friends will give me this absolute beast of a laptop, and they're like, download Steam, and I'm like, oh, I don't really use Steam, but I can. And I open my Steam library, and it has like 25 games in it, and they're like,
hell nah.
You can't live like this.
This can't
I'm like, what? What's wrong? So they all share their Steam libraries with me. I've now got 500 plus games.
Yes. Kel says, my library, Spook's library, and Stanley's library. But the ruling on Steam libraries is that
my own library.
Yeah, the rule on Steam sharing is that you can't play the same game that is owned by the same person. So literally think of it as like if you were lending somebody like an Xbox disc or something. You've only got one disc, so only one person can play it. So if she wants to play with me, then Spook cannot play because she would be using his copy essentially.
Well, I can as long as Stanju's not playing.
Yeah, you could technically use Stanju's copy.
That's the one I'm using.
Yes.
As long as one of them aren't playing, I can play.
Yeah.
But yes, so TDLR, I made Posey because when I tried to play World, extremely briefly, I made Posey in that because we always meme about her being a monster hunter. So I got the new one, and obviously I just made Posey again. Her wolf is the moon.
It's literally just called the moon.
The moon. And then I made Brendan because I don't have another cat. Yeah. I got overwhelmed so fast, but I had a
I'm so
time.
Sorry. I forgot
literally
much.
Not to do with you.
I forgot just how much those games are to start with.
Uh-huh.
Like, the moment you know...
What I said to you, it's like...
After you.
Okay. I said to you, it's like, because for people like you and for like people who've played other Monster Hunter games, you're trying to get through that tutorial part as quickly as you can. You're just like skipping through stuff because you know how it works. There's like one new mechanic that you need to know.
Yeah, 100%.
And like, you just like breeze through it. So the game is trying to make it accessible for you to just skip through everything and get on with hunting, but it means for people who've never played a Monster Hunter before, you are downloading so much information.
Yeah, I remember saying this to like Spook and Naren and Stanley and stuff who were all out playing World for the first time, and they were like going through the same thing that you did, and I was like, guys, you have to understand that World has like the best tutorial that any Monster Hunter game has had. This was before, I think Rise actually does a better job. But I was like, this is the best tutorial that any Monster Hunter game has given you in the past. And they were like, you have to be joking. I'm like, no, I'm being serious. This is the best tutorial they've ever had. Because normally they do genuinely tell you F all. They literally just go, right, you're a Monster Hunter. Go. And you sit there and you're like, what do I do? And it's like, hunt monsters. Go on then. So,
when you got Luna, A, I have other characters called Luna. B, I tend to associate Luna with like a feminine. So I also just liked the moon because that's what I call the moon in character.
Plus I let her know that you can have multiple dogs, so.
Yes, I'm gonna have mini dogs. I was gonna make Pox as the dog. Or the cat. But I ended up because the moon's the god of wolves, so it felt right. Or was.
So yeah, we went and did 2 hunts. I took Tala with me because I was obligated to.
Yeah, legally.
I put down my glaive so that I didn't just immediately murk everything, and I picked up a hunting horn, and I mostly corner horned, which is an actual term that the community uses. I mostly corner horned. It's generally frowned upon, but I didn't want to kill it too quick.
Yes, Blue actually wanted me to learn, which was nice. I tried bow, and I didn't get on with it. I'm sorry. And I tried longsword, which I liked more. The reason I didn't like bow is because it didn't work how my brain wanted it to.
Yeah, bow is not as ranged as you think it should be in Monster Hunter. It's actually a mid distance weapon.
Yeah. Sanji said to me in the car, he's like, "Oh, did you try sword and shield?" And I was like, "No, but I feel like I want to."
It's a good jack of all trades.
Yeah, because it's like the main problem I had is some classes. Like I was originally a 2 swords user. Dual blades user, but it's too fast. It makes me just want to button mash, which I kind of can't do.
Yeah, but conversely, things like greatsword and lance were too slow.
Too slow.
And I was like, well then, I was like, insect glaive is a perfect mid speed weapon. It's like slap bang in the middle of those two. But you were like, nah. Which is fine.
I've tried it before. There's too many things to manage.
It's true. It is a little micromanaging. I will get that. Although I will laugh when I said you were like, "What's the switch axe?" and I was like, "Don't, no, no."
Sanji did ask me if I tried it, and I said that Blue told me no.
Oh no, we're not switch axe. Charge blade. Yeah. What the fuck is a charge blade? And I said no one. And I said no one knows how charge blade. No one knows how charge blade works.
I'm gonna be the world's first charge blade user. Yeah, oh man. I played a bunch of new games this weekend, guys. I also played Unite for the first time this weekend.
Yeah, I did a double whammy.
If me and Blue play Unite together, we stomp. Apart from that one time that we don't talk about. That was earlier today.
Screw Decidui, okay? that was unfair.
Decidui can die.
They were ganging up on us. That was bullying.
That was, yes. Also, I was playing Snorlax, which isn't a good look.
No. Yeah, you picked Snorlax thinking it would be more Tonky, but it's not quite what Snorlax is.
I love Trevenant, and my Trevenant license disappeared while I was already in a match. So I had to pick anything else, and I should have just picked Ninetales because that's what I'm good at. No, I went for Snorlax because I just got a Snorlax license, and Snorlax is not for me, gang.
Snorlax is in the same category as Trevenant. They're not tanks, they're called defenders, so it's one of those things where it's like they're not quite what you expect in the same way that like, a support is not the same as a healer, technically. And I believe they do that as well. The supports are called support, so just because you're playing support, that doesn't mean you can heal people. That's
just a Hooper.
Yeah. God, Hooper, crazy. It's a support, he can teleport you. It's really handy.
And his ult is that he teleports the entire party.
Yeah, his ult is that he teleports the entire team on top of you. It's one hell of a move.
Yeah.
It's super, man.
I was Charge Blade, then I found Hunting Horn. Aaron, why are you like this?
Hunting Horn's fine. I was doing okay with Hunting Horn. Again, I was corner horning.
It's so silly, though.
I'm so
sorry.
Oh, it's so
I know,
dumb, yeah.
It's probably great. It's so silly.
It's funny, yeah. I was just... Kils is there desperately trying to learn how bow works, and I'm there going do.
Just dooting the same note.
Do. I was spamming the heal.
He's a god.
I was spamming the heal because, you had to heal. Oh, baby.
I was learning.
Child wishes for company.
Oh, child. Hello, baby. You've been deposited on my lap. Hello. Man.
I had to get out of the shower to yell at you.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't question that people are good with these things.
At Hunting Horn. My god. If Neren's on our team playing Hunting Horn, I feel so comfortable. Honestly. I'm just like, we're Gucci. We're Gucci.
Look, I don't question that Hunting Horn, like that Neren's a god with Hunting Horn in the same way that I don't question that Spook's good with a bow. They're just not for me.
Which is all very valid. The key thing in Monster Hunter is finding out what your jam is. Like I said, back in the day before Insect Glaive existed, I was a dual blader, and I was like, this is okay. And then they added Insect Glaive into the game, and I was like, oh, this is the shit.
Yeah. I definitely had more. I was struggling a bit. With longsword, but not for any reason of the longsword. Hey gang, My controller journey is I started out as an Xbox. I started out as a PlayStation player, and then I became an Xbox player, and then I went back to being a PlayStation player, and then I had to learn how a Switch controller works very recently, right? So it turns out when you're once again handed an Xbox controller, your brain's a little scattered and confused because there was a combo that was on what RT and
it was like RT and
it was RT and A, and then there was a different thing on X.
Yeah, there was something on X, and you were like, I'm pressing the X button, and then I looked at your hands, and I was like, you are 100% not. You're pressing the A button, not the X button.
There's on a PlayStation controller.
A is where X is.
That's the X button. But fortunately, I'm back. I'm holding my PlayStation controller in my hands right now like a baby. I can play with the superior controller. As someone who has truly used every controller in production. And I mean that very seriously.
The greatest controller that was ever made was the GameCube.
No.
It was the GameCube.
Aesthetically, yes. Functionally, no. Who is holding their hands in that position?
You okay, Sadie? I'm trying to draw. You're weirdly perched on my lap.
GameCube is God. You're all wrong.
I think you're outnumbered in this one.
No, I'm correct, and all of you are wrong. I'm the only person who is correct, ever. Yeah, stop using your phone while you're in the shower.
Sadie, you're making this really hard to draw. You're like putting a lot of weight on my arm.
Oh, Sadie. Does she miss me?
Absolutely
I bet she
not.
doesn't.
Absolutely not.
I bet she doesn't.
She's like, yay, I've got my living room back.
My living room. It's mine. Hot take, the Wii is groundbreaking for its time. Oh yeah, I love Nintendo Wii.
Oh yeah.
People be wrong.
I said this a lot, like, back when I was in college and uni, because as you can imagine on the game design course, console discussion was, like, one of the peak topics that always got discussed.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I always stood on the high ground of, like, I like Nintendo for always trying new things.
Oh yeah, for real. And also, like, the Wii versus, like, the Switch, for example, as someone with pretty large hands, I'll take a Wii remote any day. The Switch is too small.
Yeah, it's a little on the small side.
The buttons, like, the actual buttons on a Switch controller are too small.
One thing I
Don't give me
haven't
any of that. They're for kids shit. Kids also have meat hands.
Yes. I was just thinking, we bought some, literally, in order to play Smash, because Spook was adamant that he wouldn't play Smash with a Wii remote, a Switch controller. He was like, no, the GameCube is the best controller, hands down.
Yeah,
you
have GameCube.
Yeah, they make GameCube Switch controllers, so we bought a bunch, and it just occurred to me that I could try playing Unite with the game controllers.
Oh, yeah.
And see how that fares.
I don't mind it so much with Unite, because you've really got, like, 2 buttons.
Yeah, it's so simple, which is nice. Sadie, please, you're so in the
Here's the thing about Pokemon Unite that's the greatest part. And I've said this about other games recently. The matches are so short.
Yeah, they're 5-minute matches.
They're so short.
It's so nice.
Pokemon Unite, Crystalline Conflict in Final Fantasy, having short enough matches that no one can get salty. If you're getting stomped, me and Blue got really stomped earlier today, and we had just enough time to be like, man, this sucks, and then we were done.
Yeah, and then the match was over. And then we were like, let's do another one. And then we won that one.
Yeah. because we both played characters that we knew.
Yeah, instead of us both trying new characters and apparently being stomped by a Decidui constantly.
Oh. Kill the Decidui first, everybody. What was the high score that we got this weekend?
Oh, we broke 1,000 points.
Yeah.
I've never seen 1,000 points in Unite, but we did it. It was disgusting.
Yeah, 1,261.
Oh, you screenshot it?
I sure did.
Nice. I didn't think to screenshot it.
Yeah, you had 281 points, I had 182 points.
200 points in a single match.
And the fucking Talonflame had 400 points.
Yeah, God, that Talonflame gave them so many likes.
Oh my god.
And also, I got the God tier Talonflame skin just randomly as well.
Yes, Blue manifested it.
0.5 drop chance, and I got it, and I was like, yo! Let's go, gamers!
I've named my train for getting Cole King Cole. Am I naming correctly? Yes.
Yes.
100,000. That's actually God tier, because that's taking the advice we gave you and also making a good joke. Also, public shout out to Nerin for furnishing my entire room in my Final Fantasy apartment over the weekend. Just logged in and was like, okay, how many of these things you want? Blue, I just want it known. This face you've done on Tyler is exceptional. I need you to make once you've done this full drawing, which I'm sure is going to be very good. I need you to do a very close crop zoom, and just fade some kind of other image, like Caramel dancing over the top. It's a still image, but a meme. I'm gonna require that of you, I'm afraid.
Oh my god.
I have claps with 1 HP, I feel that. Go sleep. That's what I've done today. I had 1 HP at a point today and I just went to sleep and nearly missed stream. Can't recommend it enough.
I've chosen my meme.
Today you have chosen meme.
You know, I'm fully gonna turn this off.
What is happening? What are you doing?
I'm fully turning this off so we can have a meme reveal. We have to do the meme reveal.
You need to on your Spotify playlist. You need to put the cover of the me theme that you have.
I need the Wii music, right? Where is it? Let me cue it because the song will end soon. That's cute.
Very good, Darren. Very good. You're getting the spirit.
Yes, wonderful. It's so dumb. Ah, what a great time for you to return, Das!
This is the inside of my brain. 24/7. Oh my god.
That's so dumb.
Why was that the meme that you
I
reached
don't
for?
know. That was the meme that came to my brain. And also just, you know, we've got Thane off to the side talking to God. It's a very complete scene, really.
I have clipped it, by the way.
Wonderful. What am I actually gonna draw, though, outside of memes?
Outside of memes?
Outside, is there anything else to draw other than memes?
What else is there?
It's memes all the way down. Oops. Ooh, I have an idea on what to draw. Portrait or landscape?
Thank you, Das. I can always count on you for getting my Swan Princess jokes.
Hey.
I think I'm gonna take my break.
You gonna take a break? Sit.
Yeah!
Awesome.
Because I'm dissociating, so I may as well just take a break and go get a drink.
Awesome.
See you in a bit.
Yeah, see you in a bit, bud. Tonight, it's hard to let it go. I'm actually saving this meme, even though it's so dumb. Okay. I put this to portrait and then immediately decided that maybe landscape would be better. Okay, let's be crazy. Oh, cool. Oh, baby, don't come, simple and clean. I embarked on an endeavour and then realised that I should, of course, get references.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then.
This is what? Let's find some photos.
I miss the earth so much. I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be.
Do I think it is need to stabilise there? Very wiggly, like more than usual. Well, I haven't changed anything, but it could be that I and myself am being very wiggly today. But it could also be that the low lighting in this room means my face tracking is struggling to find, which I think is more likely the actual issue, because I've noticed that sometimes it gets very jittery, and that's basically the face tracking struggling to find me because of the poor lighting in this room. Not something that can be rectified at the moment. Yeah. So it's starting to get darker and stuff. Yeah, I think that jitteriness is the face tracking.
Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell. And there's no one there to raise them. If you did, and all the science I don't understand.
I get one of those ring lights that every kid on the Kick the Monster Street Front has. I know what I need. I have no room for it. I need to get a new house first. There's no room for any more lights in here. If I had the space for a lamp, I would have bought one months ago. I'm pretty sure we've had this discussion on the stream already. I need a new room.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse up here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse up here alone.
Just need to add more item slots to your room.
Long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
This is the second time in a very short space of time that I have drawn this pose, but it is a lot nicer in this context. Find myself more references. Where am I gonna find these actually? Where did I put these? Now that's a question. Where did I put these? Are they under here? Doesn't look like they're in there. That's unfortunate. Is this something I forgot to back up when I had a new computer? It might have been. Ooh, it might have been pictures? No? Files. Pictures. Ah, there we go, here we go. Here we go.
I pray return.
Hey, return, hello. Oh, that's not right. My old frame is up there. There we go. There we go. I thought it was Princess and the Dog. Not quite.
What did I miss?
The chat are trying to guess what I'm currently drawing. I'm afraid that Frog is the one who is on the mark. Point goes to Frog, not you, Des.
Ah. The brain rot continues.
Not very practiced at drawing them.
To be fair, you've done some pretty banger pieces of them art. Oh god, brain rot. Mood.
I mean, don't get me wrong. After you, sorry.
I've been sat here trying to do some art prep, but I think I'm just gonna have to go into it because until I'm in it, I won't remember how to do it. I don't know if we're guessing anything. I'm just here to make crap jokes and talk about video games. Cora, I need you to know that your name is either always has been or is now purple on my screen. So when I was like walking around, I was like, "Oh, Kay's here."
Ah, blessed color association.
Uh-huh. I don't know if you've changed or whether it's because I've got BTTV set up now. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just like launch into Ocarns. I had it all like ready to go, so it's not like I've absorbed K. You're fucking oh, what's the guy from Dark Souls 3? We are now core unit.
We are many, for we are legion.
It doesn't help the Twitch is all purple on your screen, maybe. Again, I got BTTV set up, so Twitch looks a little different for me than everyone else. Fuck, what is that? Oh, is it? Oh, it's not Aldrich, is it? It is Aldrich. Where in my brain did I pull that from? Aldrich, Devourer of Gods. That's my boy. He ain't my son, which is not great. Some people know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure someone somewhere does.
Das does. If no one else. I swap my colours to whatever, I just wanted to be purple for a while. It's valid. You pulled him because he ate your son. Fuck. You know! You know! He ate my son Gwendolyn. My favourite boy, my favourite Dark Souls boy, yeah. Boy with a waver in my voice. is the gender identity. They just invested in Twitch. Look at them. By them, I mostly just mean Exa at the moment. I took some banger screenshots of the girls this week.
Sure did. I was there for some of it.
Oh.
My heart.
I did a fun Princess and Knight AU.
Gorgeous.
Blue bullied me into doing a Spider-Man kiss.
Well,
That was very silly.
It's very silly. It's very good though.
Very silly. We just finished doing the Lakshmi fight, and Blue was like, "You know what? This is the time for."
I literally because we finished the fight, so I did the victory emote, and then my brain was like, "Hey, if you froze this emote halfway through, Exa would be upside down." And then we went from there.
The Square Enix company is watching through totally legitimate
means, yes.
Legitimate means. Just very good, convenient timing and some Photoshop.
Yeah, we took 5 million screenshots to time it correctly. Is what we did.
Is 100% what we did. They're very cute though. Princess and Knight is king. I do also love that. Yeah. It was very fun. It was a very fun little art project. I've been doing Aura August, and I have been really flexing on it. I'm not gonna lie. I have been doing exceptional work.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't share a lot of them, but well, to the squad, they're on my Fun Fantasy Twitter for people up to date. But like, it's honestly some of the best stuff, like art I've made in that game, including an absolutely hilarious screenshot of Patroclus and Iffy that I took last night.
Yeah.
That still makes me laugh. Of Iffy sitting on top of 2 boxes and still not being as tall as Patroclus standing up. Peak stuff, not gonna lie. Yeah, I've been killing it. Some of them, like one of the days was tank or tanks, and like that set took me hours and hours and hours, and it's some of the best stuff I've ever done. The Aura height discrepancy is so funny. I was playing more Patroclus today, and doing like a Realm Reborn stuff with Thancred as Patroclus is so funny, because Iffy is shorter than Thancred, but Patroclus next to Thancred makes Patroclus look like a tiny man, and it's very funny. It's just funny, like in the same way that anything happening in that game with a Lalafell is funny, because they have to do like so many camera shenanigans to make them fit on the same screen as everyone else. It's the same, but just higher. Hey, good color choice, Cora. We're all women, all the power in a compressed package.
Mm-hmm.
Infinite cosmic power, tiny living space.
Itty bitty living space.
Not looking at it right now, but Squad Hero Up to Date, the latest 6.2 screenshot they released. I have questions. Also concerns. Many concerns. Not much going on in the image themselves. It's just the connotation. What reference image are you pulling this from, Blue?
Well, the pose, nothing, but like faces and stuff, like just an amalgamation of like screenshots and things, because there's no one true thing that's like a perfect reference for what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I was just wondering. It looks so specific, but you just vibing, and I respect that.
Yeah, I'm just vibing. I had a mental image and I wanted to go with it.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. You'll see it as you probably have seen it, but not realized it was for 6.2 because it's an image that has been around. You know it's a Fignia when you've got the donuts on the ears. The little cool noodles for ears. How's Discord? Me? Thank you, cool. Oh yeah, Das, you don't have to worry about that. We are fine with theatre of the mind. I, for one, have not made any maps for anything, so...
Oh yeah, of course.
Iffy in this on this picture you're drawing, Blue, is giving me big Sophie energy from Howl's Moving Castle.
Good!
This is the vibe. It also has the, you know that meme that's like, I could run at my girlfriend right now and she would catch me? That meme would apply to them. If I ran and jumped at my girlfriend right now, she would drop everything and catch me.
Exa would, 100%.
She 100% would. If he would try, but she is made of noodles.
Yeah, the thing is, if Exa did it to Iffy, he would collapse, but Exa could 100% do it to get it for Iffy.
Sounds good, Frog. It's fun what you're doing. Me and Blue both were like sat on the sofa, and I pulled up my Discord, and I was like, "Yo," and we were just like huddled around my laptop.
Yeah, we were both gathered around, just like you.
Blue, I'm a dumb. You know why?
Why?
Because the way to fix this chapter that I'm working on that I don't like with 1000 Year Vampire, the first 2 paragraphs need to go after the 3rd paragraph.
Ah, you just gotta move stuff around.
That's it. That's all that it needs. I hate writing. Now Blue gets to play my favorite game, which is put Iffy in whatever the fuck you want.
I know what I want to put her in. 'Cause I know the
You can wear whatever.
Because I know what the inspiration for this picture was.
Oh. I see. Did I send you that screenshot? I must have done.
I don't know.
Oh, I think I showed you actually. Never mind. You pick up on the art Easter egg in King's card? Now I can't remember. Now I gotta open it again.
I think I remember twigging something, but I didn't, because we were looking at it through your computer, so I couldn't do the thing. My phone was dead, I think.
Yeah, we were watching The Unsleeping City.
I think I twigged. Is it that cat's got little ear tufts and a little kitty bell around its neck?
That is very cute.
Bored.
I was gonna go for the like rib cage details.
It's got cat eyes.
Today's game of which things are Easter eggs and which things are just good design choices.
This is true.
It's King's dress. Yes. Little cutouts.
Nice.
It's a very good dress. Did you all watch Flame Flowers? We sure did!
Yo! Flame Flowers!
I literally rocked up to Blue's house and was like, okay, I'm on the sofa and I'm gonna put Flame Flowers on.
It's literally barely there. A half an hour, and it was like, right, it's Flame Flowers time.
I said I would wait for Blue, but not a second more.
Thing was, is that Spook was at work, and Stanji had very kindly dropped you off, but Stanji had stuff to do, so he literally, I didn't see Stanji, he dropped you and left. So it was literally just the two of us. We were like, the flat is ours, what do we do? Flame Flowers.
Flame Flowers. People who are considering watching Flame Flowers or have not watched Flame Flowers, you should.
You should. It was good.
Amazing.
It was so good.
It's every single person at the table that you know is on their best, and every single person who you don't know at that table is doing the most. Like, I didn't realize that Oscar, who is in that show, who is the Oscar who used to work at Polygon, but oh my god, they're great. And the character they play is great.
The Prince of Air and Darkness, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no, that's
the other one, isn't it?
Great.
Is that the other one? I'm terrible because I get the new people mixed up. It took me ages to get the crew memorized for like regular D20 stuff. So whenever someone new is introduced, it's terrible. It takes me forever to get their name. But yes, somebody in the group is playing the Prince of Air and Darkness, which is exactly what you think it is, Das. I can see you freaking out in the chat. Yes, that is exactly what you think it is.
Himbo icon.
I love them. Prince of Air and Darkness. And also, freaking Lou.
Lou and Emily is the birds.
The birds. I'm gonna be watching Fae and Flowers literally just for those two for inspiration, because
Oh
Emily and
my
Lou
God.
both literally said, what if we played Bird Fae? And I turned around and went, hello, yes, Bird Fae? I have a Bird Fae.
I need you to
yes,
know,
right
people
now,
who
please.
are aware of their like Feywild lore, for an idea of tone, there is not a single member of the Sealy court represented.
Oh yeah, there's no Sealy representation,
one.
which we think is really interesting.
Yeah. There is more Sealy in the Unsleeping City than there is in Fae and Flowers. There's Unsealy.
Yeah, we got to keep
There
a couple
sure
of them
is.
Sealy.
And Abria's just a goddess.
Oh my god, Queen.
She's just
Queen.
amazing still. And it's like, it's so good to see like a god tier DM with a god tier table. It's like Brennan's doing what Brennan does.
Oh my god, Brenna's so funny.
Brennan's hilarious.
You said, how do you play someone who is, like, lawfully dedicated, but lawfully dedicated to chaos? And it's so funny.
Every comment on every clip of Brennan at the table is just like, and this is how you play lawful chaotic.
Very well. Mayhem.
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 Rumpus and ruin.
Rumps and ruin. You have to
roll
roll
my
the
Rs.
R's.
I can't roll my
You have
R's.
to roll the R's.
Oh,
And he also maybe nearly killed the prince, but then chose not to.
it's great.
And we're just kind of like sitting on that information. The pair of them are like sat at a fancy ball next to each other, and it's just like, I almost killed you. You could have died. I chose to spare you. And it's like, whew.
It's so fun. As like they were saying in the adventuring party that a lot of them don't really have any Regency background other than like maybe one or two of them have watched Bridgerton, but you wouldn't think that. As someone who has read a decent amount of Regency, oh my god. You're gonna fall in love with Brennan's OC? I don't think you'll fall in love with Brennan's OC. I think it'll be the prince.
You'll like the prince.
Prince is your guy.
Yeah, I will say that wasn't what he said. Those were just the vibes. He absolutely did not say that. They were basically sat there in an awkward silence, and Abria explained this to the table of like,
Yes.
this is what happened between these two. This is the rumor that is going around the Feywild of what happened, and the pair of them are just sort of sat there holding like their champagne glasses.
Look, when you I was gonna say load in. God damn, I'm too much of a gamer. When you start a series, a tabletop series, and the first thing you find out is there's a reputation system, you know it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
Because there's gonna be so much tea, and it's just gonna be messy. And it's so good. It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. And also, Brennan is an absolute mad lad. We had to wait for Spook to get home to show him this because he has done, oh boy, he's done a triple multi-class.
The infamous triple multi-class.
He's done the triple.
We literally looked at the character sheet, looked at each other, and went, "That's a Spook character."
That's a Spook character right there. He's a fighter rogue barbarian in a campaign that looks to
with
have
no combat.
basically no combat, little to no fighting. And he's playing all the martial classes.
Madness. This is, by the way, if people haven't watched the show, this is all stuff that you can find out in the first, like, half hour.
Yeah, it's not hugely spoilery.
We're not spoiling anything.
They bring up your character sheet. Oh my god, his stats are just god tier. I mean, if I had stats like that, I mean, yeah, you kind of have to multi-class with stats like that.
There are some babies with some bad character sheets, like
Yeah.
bad stats. Poor children. Yeah, there's some things happening. And then we went back over to the Unsleeping City because I'm dragging Blue into my favourite hellhole.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
We're just over halfway. We had to leave it in, like, the worst place to leave it.
You know, you just gotta, sometimes you just have to stop watching and deal with the knowledge that the drunken the drunken monk has gone to heaven with the archmage and then bumps into her ex-husband, and you just have to accept that without knowing why he's there or what the heck is going on or why he's apparently been, dogpiled by a bunch of angels.
Yeah. Considering the fact that the last time we heard of him, he was alive and about to be remarried.
Yeah, she bumped into the person who was going to be remarrying him. We also learned
Yeah.
that apparently that lady's mother, grandma, I can't remember now, is a witch, and it's like, sure, that don't run in the family and isn't gonna be important.
Unsleeping City's great. It's
very
probably
good.
my favorite D20 show. It's so good. So much is going on all the time.
Oh yeah, and freaking Pete and Kingston kill me.
Every day, they wake up and do harm to me mentally. Brennan did Alexandria Unlimited and charged up his dice. Yeah. If you've seen like other characters he's played recently, you would know this to be true. Like in a bunch of like one-shots and short campaigns, his character in Battle for Beyond is unreal.
Hello again, Feline. You were tickling my ankles again, which was making me jump. I don't appreciate that in the summer because there's those buggies everywhere.
Frogger just opened my Discord. I didn't catch the reference initially, but that is one of my favorite paintings.
Ow. Hi, Stanji.
This is a random thing, Blue, but I really like the way you've done the folds on that skirt.
Thank you. I'm also very impressed by myself.
It's very good. As someone who is like sat next to a skirt that folds that way. You can't goad us into talking about D&D on this stream. We never talk about D&D.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was good. I was saying to Blue over the weekend, like, there's a bunch of things now that I'm like, if I'd been more warmed up, I would have done a lot of things differently. But here we are. I'm really excited about where we left it, though. Like, going into that corridor of, like, infinite potential futures. Or potential alternate lifetimes. That's going to be a riot.
I got so much potential.
You do.
I'm
But that's your
baby.
current lifetime.
Yeah, I'm just a baby.
I must think, like, there must be... Yeah. Because, like, potential timelines for other people at the table who are, like, older characters makes sense. Alternate realities for Kika, who is a baby, is going to be weird.
I mean, I know what one of them is, and it's very upsetting.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm sure many of them will end up being upsetting. No, that is a banger track name.
Woodworm, nice.
Yeah, Frog for low, I can imagine that would not be great. But I can imagine there would also be some like insanely cool ones for low as well. Like there would be some sad ones, but like I can imagine there would also, because like low is like a rock star in personality. He's just insecure. So, like, I can imagine there'd be some insane ones.
A lot like his sister in that way.
I mean, obviously, Lo's more vaudeville than Rockstar, but you get the drift.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't care about that right now. I'm having fun. Don't actually me in my head fancy. Head fancy? What am I, a goblin?
Head fancy. Thinking about faint flowers.
Yeah. I feel like when you're thinking about alternate timelines, but like, I think for Pox, you should just get like a debuff.
Debuff.
This infinite number. Because, like, well, there is for everyone, but like, there's like 1 million per persona, and there's an infinite number of potential personas. I'm liking this drawing you're doing, Blue. I'm mostly just watching you draw this. I'm not.
Thank you. It was inspired by your invitation. For those who don't know, Carlos invited me to go to like
Oh yeah, I did wonder.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to a beach party at the end of this
Yeah.
month.
So yeah, the simple prompt is the girls are going to the beach.
Yeah.
And cause...
This is going to be me dragging Blue to that party because I know people there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's very. Yeah, this is revenge for me forcing you into Monster Hunter and Unite.
Yes.
You're dragging me to a beach party where I don't know anybody. But romantically, X is carrying her.
Knowing you are gonna digitally walk into it and be friends with everyone in about 20 seconds. As someone who has seen you in VR.
VR's a little different. It's probably if I know it's still digitally, but in VR you kind of feel like you're physically there.
Yeah. You'll be surprised. It'll be a good time. Blue's my +1 to this party.
100%.
Well, if I wasn't awake before, I am now. Jesus. I just spilled ice water everywhere, including down myself. Fortunately, I literally have a tea towel to hand, but like, I'm awake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Naren, I need an outfit for the beach. And by that, I mean, I kind of just want a casual hoodie.
Little did you know, that was one of the toughest requests.
Or whatever it's called, casual attire, I don't know. The one that's just kind of like a tank top, but with a hoodie with the, like, pouch across. So that feels to me like something Exa would wear.
Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to get hold of.
It's alright.
If not, then the, you know that one that I've got with the, like, cardigan beach throw thing would also work, I guess?
That's also good, yeah.
That's an easier one to make, by sure.
Yeah.
Like 100,000%.
Because X is a dumb himbo who probably doesn't really wear bikinis if we're being in character.
Yeah, no.
The spell you got on me, it's like magic. Got me feeling like a fall in love. Got me feeling like I never give up on. Got me feeling like I never give up on you. It's like magic. I got you feeling like a fall in love. I got you feeling like I never give up on. Got you feeling like I never give up on. It's like magic. Got me feeling like a fall in love. Got me feeling like I never give up on. Got me feeling like I never give up on you. It's like magic. I got you feeling like a fall in love. Got you feeling like I never give up on. Got you feeling like I never give up on. Magic, 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 magic.
The hilarious thing is I do have this exact outfit in character.
Oh, I'm aware. That's what I was referencing.
Yeah.
Whereas for X's outfit, I'm making it up.
There's a dancer chest piece with the pair of the skirt bottom that also is secret pants. I have it. I found it's easier for me to make my glamours on my dancer because I tend to want to incorporate dancer pieces more than any other class. That hair bow. Every day. I do love this hat though, it's so cute. Femme queen.
Yeah.
We really have managed to epitomize the lesbian dichotomy.
It wasn't
Or just say
intentional, but yeah.
the sapphic dichotomy, to be more specific for FE, but yeah, it's we didn't mean to do it,
No,
but
it
it was very
wasn't
funny.
intentional.
Highest femme in the masketh. Was this about a beach party? We're on a beach party.
We're going to a beach party. I've been invited to a beach party. So we're going to a beach party and I kind of want the casual hoodie to wear for it, but I don't know how to get one.
Apples mean everything. More freckles. More. New brushes. Blue gets it.
It's about the. I understand the importance of just adding those little lines.
This is the best name for a potato farm train, the HMT Lalafell Express. Yes. Why is it another HMT Lahi? Because it's a potato train. It's for potatoes. It's for the lalas. Oh, I forgot. We acknowledged the other 2 games I played this weekend. I also played a lot of Spellcaster University. It was my idle game of choice, and that game slaps. I got absolutely decked in the end, but it was fun. I tried to build a school on the back of a turtle.
You also tried to build one in the clouds, which was sick.
Yeah, the one in the clouds was extra sick. I saw you did make me have to check it out on Steam. It's a great game. It's very... I was talking to Stanji about it. It's in that, like, good medium of, like, chill, but you have to think about it a little bit. It's a chill game, but it's still kind of strategic. So you can kind of just play it idly, like I was playing it while we were watching on Sleeping City. But you do still have to kind of be like, okay, what am I doing? Which is, like, peak. I've also... Chill, not brain dead, yeah. It's in the same category for me as, like, Stardew Valley, Spiritfarer. I've also downloaded Neon White, and I intend to play that in some point in the coming week. And you may never see me again. I might stream it. If I think this laptop can stream...
Oh, it 100% can, surely.
I might... Well, it's more to do with my internet than...
Oh, yeah. I think your internet is probably more the deciding factor.
But if I can stream it, I'll do a test stream. And if I can stream it, I will, because I think Neon White is so much fun, but I don't think a lot of you will play it. Well, you might if you watch me play it. The music for it is A++++. It's also, I found out, got Pro ZD in it.
Hey, nice.
Who is playing a cat called Mikey, who is like the boss, and he does like a New York mafioso voice.
Oh my god, yeah.
And it's very funny. Alongside some just like giants of voice acting.
Is that all I could just think is like his various vines and TikToks that he's done with that kind of voice.
Yeah, oh yeah. But imagine that, but it's a heaven cat.
Oh yeah, well, 2 can play that game. And
Yep,
3 can play that game. 4 can
Is that
play
voice?
that game. And 5 can play this game.
I am going to stream this game. Just so you can see that. Just so you can see Mikey. It's also a speedrunning game, so you know that shit's fun to watch. It was so funny because I saw it for the first time on Secret Sleepover Society, and they were like, "Oh, we know that someone's in this game," and they were like, every time they would encounter a new character, they'd be like, "Is this someone?" And then they finally got to Mike and was like, "No, this is it."
Ah, this is him.
There he is. Because he's in Detectives. He's a friend of theirs.
Aw.
I bring my PC over. I'm gonna make Stacey play Hades. Yeah. Yes. If I find out I can stream on this machine, I'm gonna stream Hades so much. I love playing Hades. I will play Hades any excuse. And I need to rebeat the campaign again. Because it's all gone. Stacey's not aware of this yet. It's just gonna happen. Excuse me.
Shh.
You're gonna play Hades. it
You
turns
saw
out.
nothing.
I was at 11:15 already.
What?
Happened so fast.
Time once again makes a mockery of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Frog. I also haven't played Hades.
I can fix that one.
Sure can. We have Steam library sharing now.
Oh my god, yes! Have you seen any of Hades?
Yeah, I've seen bits of it.
Okay. I was gonna say, could you blindly stream Hades and just go in knowing nothing?
So, I mean, somewhat. I've mostly. It's one of those things where, like, because I'm your friends, I've seen a lot of artwork and a lot of clips out of context.
Yes.
Which, to be fair, is kind of how Final Fantasy is for me now.
Yes, true.
It's like just by being your friend and being in your circles, I get exposed to it. It doesn't at this point. It doesn't even matter whether you guys are like, but I don't retweet anything. It's like it don't matter. Twitter's algorithm shows it to me.
Yeah.
Twitter's algorithm is just like, hey, you should see this stuff, and I'm like, well.
But yeah, you should play it. Everyone should play Hades. There's no one on this earth I would not recommend
I
Hades
talk
to.
about this all the time. There's so many games that I should
There's
play.
too many
There's
games.
too many games for me to play right now.
Yeah.
I've actually done
I'm
a
mostly-
little bit of Final Fantasy the last couple of days.
This is what I was gonna say. I'm mostly happy that you're making Final Fantasy progress.
Yeah, I made a little bit of Final Fantasy progress over the last 2 days. That's immediately about to be changed, though, because the Monster Hunter patch drops tomorrow.
update's coming. Yeah.
I will at least potentially do some Final Fantasy in the morning, because I won't play the patch before Spook gets home. If it is out.
Yeah.
If it is out. Look, I'm aware where the hand is, but it's a fireman hold, okay?
Also, like, they're gay.
They are 100%. They are dating. They are
They're
dating.
fine.
So she can get away with it.
Yeah, it's fine. I've got like 4 games getting updates within the next week. Yeah. Look, I'm just saying, there's a live letter next week. And if it's like, hey, patch next week, I will die. Called a princess carry? I think that's also a fireman's carry. I think they're both correct.
Yeah, I think you can also refer to it as a bridal carry as well.
Bridal carry, yeah. It might not. Fireman carry might be the one over the shoulder.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, that might be the over-the-shoulder one.
Yeah. So yeah, bridal or princess. Either way. One of them's the one that Riki Matsui does. Yeah, it really is like the sum.
Say, stop doing this!
Oh, just keep brushing on against your ankle
Stop
again.
tickling my ankle with your whiskers. I'm gonna keep picking you up every time you do it.
Chat have corrected us. Chat, you're okay. We know now. We've learned. Stand down, everybody. Charles, I'm telling you right now, the live letter is more than likely going to be, hey, here's the patch note, have fun Tuesday.
Yeah, a lot of devs like to do that. I mean, that's literally what Capcom just did with me today. They
I
were
mean,
just
wait,
like,
which day's the live letter? Oh, the live letter's on the Thursday? Great, cool. Yep, it probably 100% is that.
Yeah, Capcom literally did that to me today of just like, hey, we're gonna have a little thing to show the little title drop that we're doing. By the way, it drops tomorrow, bye! And we go, went, what? Wait!
The good thing about Final Fantasy is it will always be Tuesday. So, but it will just be for the nearest Tuesday.
Yeah, but that's the thing, I'm so used to being like, it's fine, because Monster Hunter is always on Thursdays, but apparently they're like, we're doing it on Wednesday now. I'm like, what? You're not allowed to do that.
The overlap of the Final Fantasy and Monster Hunter community is really funny to me.
Oh, yeah, it's very, very similar circles. Doesn't surprise me in the
Yeah.
least.
Weebs everywhere.
Yeah, it's just weebs.
It's weebs all the way down.
It's also big numbers go brr.
Yes. Yeah, we all assumed it was next week, and they were like, nope, events start next week, prepare to have no free time. Yeah, Friday this week is going to be the start of the Moon Fair and the live letter.
I haven't done any Moogle stuff, shit. I'm not
That's
gonna have
fine.
any mounts.
It'll happen again.
Yeah, but it'll be different mounts.
Yeah, but like, your standard is quantity of mount. And they tend to put in a couple birds and a couple wolves every time.
There's only one wolf this time.
And they might even put some dragons in it next time.
Oh, that would be nice.
I really love, like, obviously Iffy is just red, that's her color. But I like that next to Exer it just looks like she's horrendously sunburned.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
You know the, are these legs or hot dogs? Channeling a little of that energy.
I'm also like,
No wonder.
I'm experimenting with this brush and it's like very weird and funky. So that was also what I was doing. I was mainly just like experimenting with a brush.
Yeah, it's fun. It looks good. It's worked well for the skin. No wonder Blue wasn't invested this time, only one wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one
I
wolf
love
this
that
time.
meme. Yeah. Legs or hot dogs is very funny. And I get it wrong every time.
Yeah, at least with the mouse, as I said, it's like there's only one wolf, which is the main concern because there's 2 birds. Obviously, we already have horses, but there's only 2 birds, and we're now at the point where farming birds is easily doable, much like it was for horses.
Yeah. Bird farming is on the table.
So I'm less concerned about the bird, so it is literally like the one wolf. So that may be what I end up doing tomorrow, perhaps, while I'm waiting for Spook to get home before I go Monster Hunter, is basically doing those dungeon runs.
Yeah. I'm assuming you meant to say all these characters look very familiar, but I can't place them. If you did mean that, these are Mine and Blue's Final Fantasy XIV OCs.
Yes.
They're sweet baby girls that we love very much.
These bitches gay, good for them.
These bitches gay. Yo, I do like this brush. It's like a watercolor brush.
It is 100% that is Clip Studio Paint's watercolor blush. I've blended it slightly now, so we're less blotchy.
It's very sick.
Yeah, it is 100% a watercolor brush.
Got that good texture.
Yeah, I really like the texture. It's interesting because it is very watercolory in that every time I lift and place the brush, it like darkens it.
Yeah, it darkens it a lot, yeah. You ever worked with like real ass watercolor?
No.
I'm just genuinely curious. It wasn't a roast.
I think I may have done like a little bit in art school, but also I think I was not very good at it.
It's hard.
It's a hard material to work with.
Yeah. It is my dad's medium of choice, and I struggle with it a lot. I have attempted it though. The only thing I've painted slightly good, I think we've talked about this before, the only thing I've slightly painted good with watercolour is a kingfisher. And I was like 10.
Slightly misleading for the Studio Paint though, because it very much bleeds out of the like little circle that is the brush, like by a huge amount.
Is it worth just like downsizing it like a lot?
I'm already using a very tiny brush.
Yeah,
Which
but
it makes
it's
sense
still
because it's the water bleeding essentially is what it is, which is like how real watercolors do. But when I'm digitally painting and I can see like the little circle of like this is the size of my brush and the brush does not match it at all, it's very off-putting for my brain. And my brain is not happy with that.
Oh wow, 11 o'clock really came about suddenly, huh?
Oh yeah, oh boy, it sure did. This is where I have to tab out and check my own OC's eye colour, because even I forget which way around it is.
Look at them.
Yeah.
I love them.
I
Our
love 'em so much.
blorbos.
Yeah.
I really like that brush.
I mean, this bit here is just is the blender, which is not the same as the watercolor, but the
Well, no,
watercolor
but
is
just like I'm
nice.
perceiving the whole of the image. I really like how watercolor looks in general, and that's just an insanely good watercolor brush.
The key difference is Clip Studio Paint, is clearly by the name, was built to be a painting program as opposed to Photoshop, which was built to do other things.
Meant to shop photos.
Now, yes, I know. Well then, it is 11 o'clock, which means technically we should in fact be ending.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this completely flawless and effortless stream. Pop tomorrow.
But tomorrow, woo!
And we'll see you all about.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Blue on my Twitter. If I end up streaming, I'll tweet about it.
Yeah, and same. Same.
Yeah. If either of us end up streaming, we'll tweet about it. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like, if I'm being said, I know that people like Digimon a lot, but let's be real, my brain has a million other things that it wants to do than Digimon right now.
Oh,
Unfortunately, it wants to do Final Fantasy, it wants to do Monster Hunter, it wants to do all sorts of things.
But variety streamer life.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna make it
Right.
big as a variety streamer. Hey, thank you so much, everybody. I love you loads, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.